The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is closing more than a dozen homicide cases, ruling they are justifiable by law. Those cases include people who were killed in self-defense, according to the agency's records. In most of the scenarios, prosecutors are still conducting a separate review. Among the most talked about, an 18-year-old killed at Atlantic Beach. Detectives determined he was shot after someone fired at the teen when the teen pulled a gun out. News for Jack's I-Team investigator Vic Michelucci shows us the scenarios where people were killed and police have determined not to file charges.
This newly released JSO report outlines what happened before someone shot and killed 18-year-old Trayvon Cheek in Atlantic Beach. There were two other teens in the SUV, and they told JSO they feared Cheek and his girlfriend were trying to set them up for something. Cheek drove up with the lights out in his car, got out, and pointed a loaded gun at them. One of the other teens fired a single shot, killing him. The shooter got a lawyer and gave police the gun. JSO now classifying the August case as a justifiable homicide. Jacksonville police have recently completed their investigation on 12 other cases, where investigators found the homicides were legally justifiable or excusable. Among those, a man stabbed to death after pulling a knife on someone. A man who was breaking into a woman's house, the homeowner shooting him. A man who was assaulting a woman, her son running him down with his SUV. And a man who shot someone else, his victim firing back, killing him.
The Florida law actually provides 3 scenarios in which homicide can be deemed as justifiable or excusable.
Private attorney Cassie Smith started her career as a prosecutor for the state attorney's office. She notes criminal charges won't be filed if investigators find the defendant killed the victim accidentally during a lawful act without any unlawful intent. The defendant killed the deceased due to the heat of passion provoked by the victim's actions. The defendant killed someone who posed an imminent danger to them.
These are sensitive subjects because the families of the people who are killed in these cases often say they want justice and they believe that it was a homicide. It's got to be difficult to break the news to them that charges are not being pursued.
It's very hard. I mean, at the end of the day, a life is lost, and that person has a family, have a family of their own or friends, and so it's very difficult.
Now the state attorney's office does its own investigation, factoring in the interviews, evidence, and reports from JSO, where prosecutors determine if someone should be criminally charged in a case. We looked at the 13 cases cleared as justifiable from JSO, and 3 of those have been cleared by the state attorney's office so far.
And so the state attorney's office takes that seriously. Of course, they have a very high burden to prove, and doing their investigation, they're going to make sure that all of the facts are gathered and they warrant that decision.
There are other cases where police and prosecutors may file lesser charges for someone's death. Those could include manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, or negligent homicide. Those carry lighter sentences if a defendant is convicted. I'm Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.